Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. We know that in the first Perek of Pirkei Avos, which we read, some have the minig only between Pesach and Shavuos. Some learn Pirkei Avos from Pesach throughout the summer, all the way until Rosh Hashanah. Pirkei Avos in general is Mila de Chasidusa, things that are a little above the letter of the law. And every time it's the Mishnah mentions something which is the plain letter in the law, there's a lot of discussion about it. There is a Mishnah in Perek Aleph. The Mishnah Perek Aleph, Mishnah Ches. Yehuda ben Tabai v'Shimon ben Shatach kiblu mehem. Yehuda ben Tabai and Shimon ben Shatach were mekabel from the leaders of the previous generation, from Yeshua ben Parachya and Nitei Harabeli. And Yehuda ben Tabai and Shimon ben Shatach taught their generation other new methods and new mili de chasidusa. One of them that Shimon ben Shatach taught was al ta'as atzmecha ka'orchei hadayanim, which is not what I'm going to talk about today. The second one, uksheyiu ba'alei dinim oimdim elefeinecha, yiu beinecha k'rishoyim. The Shimon ben Shatach was talking to the judges, and he says that when the people are in front of you and they're asking to be judged, when the two sides are before you, think of them both as guilty as they enter the courtroom, the bezdin. And once both of them have left, after you gave the psak din, yiu beinecha kizakoim. You should treat both of them as innocent if kishekiblu aleim esadin, if they accepted upon themselves the ruling that you paskin, you the judge paskin. Now, what's the milah de chasidusa on this part? So Rabbeinu Yoina explains the last part, to look at both parties as kizakoim, as innocent after you gave up psak din. That's kind of strange, because usually if there's a dispute, there's a person that was right and the person that was wrong, and the person that was wrong could have even lied, cheated, stolen. He's not Mr. Perfect. How are you able to treat him as innocent kizakoyim when he did something wrong, and that's why you paskined against him? So Rabbeinu Yoina says that even if you end up saying you didn't manage to paskin a compromise, it was clear as day that one person is guilty, nevertheless you should still treat them kizakoyim. Why? Because you should think to yourself, this guy, under his circumstance, he was forced to lie. Under his circumstance, he was forced to do something negative, but by now, I'm sure he did tshuva. That's the milah de chasidusa, which perhaps on the judgment ruling part, he couldn't take that in consideration. He has to let the letter of the law paskin. But in mitzad milah de chasidusa, if the person accepts your psak din, you should think that the person is doing tshuva and it's fine. When they enter, it says you beinecha k'rishoyim. You should treat them like rishoyim. What does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean look at them as if they are wicked people. They're fighting, they're wicked people, they're Bali Aveira. The literal translation means don't treat one more favorable than the other. When two people are fighting, you say, I know this guy. This guy couldn't be a thief. This guy couldn't be a liar. It must, when you have prejudgment on individuals before you hear the case, it's not right. So you have to treat them both fairly and look at both of them as rishayim. That's the simple taich in the Mishnah. There is a twist in halacha here, a fascinating twist in halacha. One of the shoftim, or perhaps a shofetes, a female judge that we had in Klal Yisrael, is the famous Dvorah. Dvorah was a shofetes. So when the pasuk describes where she did her rulings, where she did her discussions, disputes, it says she would sit tachas tamar dvorah, outside under a big tall palm tree. And the Gemara goes on to explain the Gemara in Megillah, why is she dealing with disputes outside? Why not in her office, in her shul, as Ras Nashim, whatever it is? Why is she outside? One of the reasons the Gemara gives is because she's concerned about the Isser of Yichud. Being alone with a man, listening to his story, listening to his challenges, is a shaila of Yichud. A single woman, a married woman, and a single woman with a man is a shaila of Yichud. So she didn't want to have any shailas, so she sat outside, out in a public place, and specifically under a date tree, because it's a very tall tree. There is no low shadow, no low branches, no shailas of Yichud. So one of the Mefarshim asks, that doesn't make sense, because since al pi halacha you're not allowed to listen to one side's argument without the second side being present, the opponent being present. So if so, she was never able to be alone with one man. She had to have both sides present. And the halacha of Yichud does not apply when it's a woman and two men. So she never would have had that issue anyways. So one of the Mefarshim on the Ein Yaakov says a fascinating thing based on this Mishnah. Devaira took this Mishnah literally. She says, when two people come in front of me and they have a dispute, they are Rishayim. That we have to treat them at the time as they enter as Rishayim, wicked people. Al Pi Din, correct, that one woman and two men don't have a din of Yichud. But that is if they're just average people, Eidela people. When you're talking about Perutzim, Rishayim, even one man and two women is a Shaila of Yichud. So because she treated everyone as Rishayim as they went into her courtroom, she had to sit outside. And that's the reason she sat Tachas Tamar Dvara. To conclude that when the Mishnah says that that when they leave you after the Psak Din, you should treat them all as if they're innocent, there is a Gemara in Sanhedrin. The Gemara says, Hahu dahava ka'amar va'azul. There was this person that used to say, if mibei dina shakli glima, if a person went to court, to Bezdin, and the person lost his pants, it's an expression, he lost his garment, he was forced to give his garment away because that's what the Psak Din was. Says the Gemara, lizamer v'lezel, he should make a dance and sing as he's walking out. I'm so happy that this matter was taken care of. Even the one that lost his pants. Amalei Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda says, this is not a chiddush that this person taught us, it's a pasuk. The pasuk says, Gam kol ha'am hazeh al mekoyma yavai b'shalom. Whenever there's a dispute, and the judge paskins, the Bezdin, the Dayan paskins, and there might be one person has to dish out money, one person has to lose something, but when it's being done, it's shalom. You should look at it as a matter of peace for both sides. Obviously, the person who gained back his money, his belongings, for sure, he has shalom. Even the person who's told to give should look at it al mekayma yavai b'shalom.